Once upon a time, in a small town where everyone knew each other, there lived two people, Anna and Victor. She was a girl with a quiet gaze and dreams she rarely shared with anyone. He was a calm guy with a serious expression, who preferred to spend time alone, always observing the world from a distance. "Are you looking for something special?" she asked when Victor slowly approached. "Yes, a travel book," he replied, not knowing why his heart skipped a beat, and a smile led him to the corner of the store where dusty old and new volumes sat on the shelf, and handed him the book he needed. Their hands brushed, and for a moment, both felt a strange warmth. Victor took the book, and Anna noticed how his gaze softened as he looked at her. "I haven't read anything like this in a while," he said, a bit embarrassed. "Maybe you should start," she suggested, with a hint of spark in her voice. From that day on, Victor began coming to the bookstore more and more often, always finding an excuse to talk to Anna. He told her about his travels, about the places he had seen, but couldn't share with anyone from his inner world. Anna listened attentively, her eyes sparkling with interest. Something more than just simple conversation grew between them. It was a quiet bond that felt complete and enough. One evening, when the store was about to close, Victor came up to her with an unexpected proposal. "Maybe one day you could come with me on a trip? I know a place you might like. It's not just a journey, it's a new chapter." Anna was surprised, but her heart suddenly responded to his words. She realized she wanted to go not just on a trip, but through life with this person, who seemed to be her opposite yet, at the same time, a part of her. They went to a small town by the sea, where the wind carried the scent of salt, and the sea was so bright that it seemed to hold an ancient secret. And in this new place, among the waves and sunsets, their hearts became one. Anna and Victor felt that this was the place where their common life began, where nothing could break their connection. However, as time went on, their relationship began to change. Victor started leaving more often for business, leaving Anna alone. At first, it didn't seem like a problem, but the more he was absent, the more anxiety crept into her heart. She felt something was wrong, that they were slowly drifting apart. One day, after returning from another trip, Victor didn't notice how her gaze had turned cold. Anna decided to not hide her feelings and openly talk about what bothered her. Victor, looking down, admitted that he had been unfaithful to her for a long time. It wasn't with someone important, but it happened by chance, during a time when he felt distant and lonely. He said he didn't know how it happened, but his feelings for her remained, and he was ready to make things right. Anna felt her world shatter. She had always believed that love was a strong bond that couldn't be broken. But now, when the truth came to light, she struggled to understand how she could forgive the betrayal that had seeped so deeply into their relationship. "You knew that this would change everything," she said softly. Victor tried to explain his actions, but Anna couldn't regain her former trust. She felt the emptiness spreading in her heart, and the love that once seemed eternal now seemed fragile. They continued seeing each other, but it was no longer the same. Anna couldn't forget how the trust they had built over the years was destroyed in a single moment. Victor, with his constant justifications, was no longer the person she had dreamed of building a future with. And although time passed, and Victor searched for ways to return to her life, Anna realized that once someone has been unfaithful, they permanently change what was between them. Sometimes, the pain of betrayal is stronger than any words of forgiveness. And she chose to move on, leaving Victor in the past, with his promises that no longer meant anything.